What's good, my Division community? Welcome back to another Tom Clancy Division 2 build video. Today we have a damage reduction build video. You've seen the title. We have God mode status. If you already know what time it is, you already know. Today we're here to talk about a unique Eagle Bearer build. Another one that got added to another variants to the Eagle Bearer series. For the ones that's continuing, coming back to this channel, you know we've been having the Eagle Bearer series. A lot of y'all been getting the EB too, so why not just add more to the list? So for the new people that's coming in, stay tuned, get a snack, get a drink, whatever you gotta get comfortable. It won't be too lengthy, it'll be a quick one, but we'll have some good tips into this. So if you're new, leave a like. If you're a returning person, leave a comment. And if you a hater, man, you already know my slogan, I'll catch you when I catch you. This is a beautiful background, by the way, I ain't gonna lie, but let's dive into it. So let's talk about the beauty of them all. What you gonna want here for real, bro, is the firewall specialization. You could use the minigun specialization if you want to, but we're here to talk about the firewall specialization, minus all the fire in the background. But the reason why you want to go with a firewall specialization, because if you see what the build is, 1.2 million armor and 882.9k health. Yes, it is another health build. You already know my play style, don't really question it. For the ones that's returning, you already know how I play. For the new people coming in, this is a new play style. Hopefully y'all pick up on it. I'm a health player, but the reason why you want this specialization is because it give you the strongest kit in the game, to the point where you get your health back and armor back. We need that because it's a health build. Not to mention, on top of that as well, this specialization has a perk that gives you health on kill. We need as much health on kill, that's just what it is. Next, you have another perk on when your armor breaks, you put other NPCs on fire, which comes good in clutch moments. But if you don't want to use this specialization, you can use the minigun. I won't really recommend it as much, but this is probably the best PvE specialization to use because they got armor on kill and it gives you other perks like rate of fire. But again, we want health on kill, that's what we want, so we want the firewall specialization. Next, let's talk about this modifier. Ain't gonna talk about this too much. I know a lot of y'all don't like it. I don't like it either, but I'm only rocking with it because it gives me double the passive bonuses, so 30% extra weapon damage and 30% skill efficiency. We're gonna dive into it real quick. So where you see it says passive recruit bonuses right here, it gives you assault recruit bonuses. You see it gives us 15%, 20%, and 15%. But if you're playing by yourself, if you do not have a companion by your side, which we don't, that's why we're not about to talk about any of these three, but if you do not have a companion by your side, you get these buffs to be double. Like what I previously said, you get assault recruit, you basically get 30% more weapon damage. Why you wouldn't want that, I don't know, but that comes perfectly to make your build stronger. Then you're getting a good 40% hazard protection, which means you're just getting free hazard protection, so you would go to cleanse yourself faster. Then you're getting a good 30% skill efficiency, which comes clutch with any skill that you're playing with. So this comes universal with any build you're playing with. Again, I know a lot of y'all don't like playing with this. I know y'all don't like the modifiers. I don't like it either, like I just said, but anything that's going to increase my builds, or if I'm not playing with a unique build, this is called substituting the build. So I'm getting 30% free damage on top of the build I already have now. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't want that, but I digress with that. Next, let's talk about the special thing we have here. Let's talk about the Ninja Bike Messenger backpack. The reason why we have this on, because we have on a gear set, but we got the Ninja Bike Messenger backpack. It got a weapon core, armor core, skill tier, crit chance into it. The best way to break this down, I will read this whole description, but let's talk about it. How this works, because we're going to talk about Palisades. Basically, see, I got Palisades on. I threw on the one piece, I get the two piece. You feel me? That's how the Ninja Bike backpack works. That's why we have 3 gear set pieces, but we have a total of 4. But let's talk about the Palisades. So I basically have on 2-piece Palisades because I slapped one on. I'm getting 10% armor on kill and 60% health. Again, we want as much health as we want. Weapon damage, health, crit damage. That's basically how the Ninja Bike works. So we ain't even gotta dive into that big description for y'all. I just broke it down simple. Next, we also have 2-piece unit alloys, but specifically we have the equalizer, perfect obliterate, weapon damage, critical hit damage, critical hit chance, perfect obliterate, critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds, stacks up 24 times. We're doing insane amount of damage. And then we have 2-piece unit alloys, so we're getting more damage on the AR that we have. Now, let's talk about the beauty of what we have here, the Aegis Gear Set. Now, I previously made a build video on this a couple months ago talking about it working in PvP. It do work in PvP, so I will say that. And if you want to check out the proof of that, I have a build video that will probably pop up right here. But I've made a couple Aegis videos. I actually made 2. One of them was the one I just talked about, and then I made another one 2 seasons ago. Something decided to tell me to come back to playing with this because I've been playing with the EB. And if you've been reading Aegis, and we're gonna get into it, 70% health. Y'all already know I'm a health player. Why not? We slapping that on. Boom. 15% total armor. Why not? That's a lot of armor you're going to get on for slapping on 3-piece. And then we got the 4-piece Stoic. Listen to this. Get 4% damage resistance for every enemy that's targeting you. Max stack is 8. The bonus is multiplied by 1x, where x is the number of agents in your group. So basically, we are getting damage reduction. Like, we're getting resistance. We are getting resistance on top of what we have. So you already kind of know what we're getting into where we talk about the weapon. But let's talk about the mask we got here. Weapon damage, health, crit chance. That's what we want. Next, we slapped on an Aegis holster. Weapon damage, crit chance on this as well. Remind you, we slapped on 3-piece to get the 4-piece because the ninja bite. So for the knee pad, we got critical hit damage and weapon damage. So with all of this, guys, you're basically getting a good 33%. Because I do not have the chest piece on and the backpack on. We're only playing with the 3 right here, or the 4-piece you see right here, and we don't have the chest piece on. So we're getting a good 33% for 10 enemies that's in front of us. When you're playing solo, you're getting so much damage resistance. Remember, 10 enemies give you 33%, and if you slap on the chest piece and backpack, you could get more out of it. So I feel like there's no need to put on the chest piece. I'm already doing decent amount of damage. I'm dishing out decent amount of damage, and I'm resistant to a lot of bullets, so why not? And then we're going to talk about more damage resistance because we're going to talk about the Eagle Bearer. Now, if you don't know what the Eagle Bearer do, we're going to get into it. But if you see, we got the Eagle Bearer hitting for 146.83k, 892 RPM because of unit alloys and 60 in the mag and 30 expertise on top of it. Remember, I just told you, you're getting an extra 30% damage from having just the modifier activated, and then we getting this with obliterate. Like, come on. And then we got Eagle Strike. Accuracy increases as you consistently fire up to 30%. Right? So you just consistently keep shooting, you're going to go up to 30%. Headshot kills grant tenacity buff for 15 seconds. Here's the part. The strength of tenacity is increased by 1% for body shots with 5% for headshots. Listen to this. Tenacity. 40 to 80% of damage taken delayed until the buff expires. All the damage, total delay damage reduced for each enemy's kill with the buff is activated up to 100% and for 3 kills. So all you got to do is get these headshots, get tenacity. If you don't get these tenacity procs, it's okay because you also have 33% resistance or coming back into you. That's the thing about Aegis. It makes you tanky to the point where when you don't play with Aegis, you kind of know when you're about to die, at least for me, because I know my health pool. But when I have Aegis on, normally I'm thinking I'm about to die right here, but it's the fact that I'm getting so much resistance. So if you get tenacity added on with this, come on, guys. You're turning into the tribal chief. You're turning into God mode himself. Like,
I'm in God mode nowadays, son.
Like, you're doing crazy amount of damage and then you're resisting a lot. Come on. And that's just with the EB. We still got one more hitter to talk about here. Let's talk about the other #1 contender for it. Then we slap it on a defender drone, guys. Look, 34% damage reduction, and that's because we got the skill tier from here. So if my math is mathing right, if you times Aegis and the defender drone with 34%, you should have a total of 55.8% damage reduction coming like from you soaking up. I'm sorry, like you just getting so much reduction that you're soaking up, and then you getting that with Eagle Bearer proc if you times that with it. Like, come on, bro, you just a walking tank doing crazy amount of damage. Like, Then we're using a striker shield because we got the firewall specialization. If you don't know, if you have this shield down in front of any enemy, you basically do more damage. So we're getting more burst damage from just putting the shield out and having an enemy in front of you. Let's get to the stats so we can get you out of here. Agents, 55 crit chance because we want that obliterate to happen more often. And I know you're looking at the crit damage like this is low. Do not get fooled by this low crit damage. The fact that we got all these reds, and I'm gonna show you, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 reds here, bro. We have no blues. The only blue we getting is from the ninja bike, and that's why we have 1.2. So you're getting so much insane damage. You're getting obliterate. You're basically getting the eagle strike. Then let's get to the little stats here. You know, we got 50% hazard protection because the 10% on the watch. So 40% from the modifier. If you recruit all the medical assistants, NPCs or companions, you will basically get 40% hazard protection with 10% on your watch. And that's why we have 50, which is pretty good because that means that any stats effect I get on, I'm instantly getting cleansed off it. So it shouldn't really affect you. Guys, I'm telling you, this build is what you see in the background is literally fire. I made this a couple days ago, and you know, I made it from just for shits and giggles. I didn't really think too much of it. I wanted to recreate an Aegis build, but I wanted to do it with the EB, and we finally did it, guys. And now this build got added to the Eagle Bearer variant list. So like what I previously said, if you don't like this build, there is another build in that playlist that you will probably like, and make sure you go check it out. But it's your boy Caveman. Thank you for your time. So if you're new, leave a like. If you're a returning person, leave a comment. And if you're a hater, you already know my slogan. I'll catch you when I catch you, and I might catch you with this Aegis. Oh, you never know. But stay safe out there, agents. Have an exuberant day. And I'll catch y'all in my next video. Peace.